He tried to kill me a fair few times, which I always thought was quite mean.
After Dave's rant last week about a release from Whyte and Mackay that was all over the underground like a cheap suit, we thought it was only fair to give it a try. So this week we're tasting the Woodsman blended Scotch Whisky.
And we regurgitate some more news from the wider world of whiskey in Boozeround.
As always, you can find some more whiskey content, pictures, etc. on all our social media platforms. At Whiskey and Things Podcast on Instagram and at Whiskey and Things on Facebook and Twitter.
And do us a favour and give us a review as well. We haven't had a review in a while, so be that guy. Be that person. Tell us what you think.
Be the bigger person.
Tell us what you think.
Be the bigger listener.
You're listening to Whiskey and Things with Nick Kent and Dave Giles.
Welcome to episode 74. I'm Dave Giles.
And I'm Nick Kent. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. How are you, David?
Not too bad, mate. Mate, this is very odd. Because I saw you earlier.
Yeah, we actually saw, I was down in London. I popped in to give you some dram. Plural.
And now you're miles away again. It's very odd. I don't know why we didn't just do it together earlier.
Yeah, no, I was thinking that, but you know me, I like the surroundings of my bar and I have my setup. And then afterwards I can just relax. That's the thing. When we finish recording, that's when I'm like, and I can just sit on the sofa and have the remainder of the whiskey in my glass and just chill out. So that's why I like to do that.
Well, we could record some episodes at the bar this weekend.
We could.
When I'm coming up to Manchester, which is very exciting.
Yeah. Come back to Nick's bar, everyone. Dave is coming back. You've only seen it once.
Yes, I have. Only seen it once.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in all its glory, though. All the modern glory.
Oh, yeah.
With the shelves and all that kind of stuff, and the lighting rig and dram cam and all that kind of stuff. You know, I've not seen all of that.
Yeah, but the thing is, you're going to interrupt my flow because if you're going to be sat at the bar, I'm going to have to come up with a completely different camera or setup and lighting. And get more lighting out. It sounds fun, everyone. It's going to look nice, but Dave's just ruining everything, to be honest, by coming up here. I like this. We're just far away, and edit him out.
Okay.
Hey, Dave. One thing from last week. Turns out I have been to Vermont at least once, maybe 3 or 4 times. I was definitely there in 2008 because I passed through it. Funny enough, like I said, from Montreal going down to I think Mansfield or Boston, Massachusetts. So I have.
Was that when you were on the Warp Tour?
That was a Warp Tour, yeah.
Interesting.
But I think I did it on the holiday as well. But there we go. I'm sure that's what everyone wanted to know from last week's show.
Well, Nick, do you know what?
Had Nick been to Vermont?
I've been doing some thinking since last week, and I still can't believe that 30 cl bottle of whiskey was 300 quid.
Yeah.
Well, I just don't believe it, Nick. I just don't believe it.
Well, funny
what
enough,
was it? The Whistle Pig 12?
But the listeners don't know about that because I edited that part out, Dave. So, the 10-year-old 30 cl.
Only 30 cl.
295 quid.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Again, we need to try it. Last week I made a bit of a big one because I read Whiskey Exchange sell a Whistle Pig, Whistle Pig 10, I think it was, and it was like 300 quid or something. But I read the 300 centiliter as 300 milliliter. Yeah. And I thought, that's expensive for half a bottle. Yeah, it wasn't. It was for 3 litres of the stuff. So I cut that out of the show. But Dave obviously didn't listen to last week's show. So he thinks it was in it.
No, you're right. I'm brutally honest. I didn't listen to last week's show.
Yeah, why would you? You're in it.
No, but I normally do. In fairness, I normally do because you normally do some really funny things. I've just been so busy.
Yeah,
it's crazy right now. It's very odd being back. I will get round to listening to it to see if you've made me look stupid or not.
No, me? No. No.
Never. Anyway, Nick, shall we crack on?
Yeah,
shall we crack on with some whiskey?
It's going to be an interesting one. Cool, let's do it.
Right, if you listened to last week's show, you would have heard me rant about a poster I saw in the underground. Not just one poster, many posters about this whiskey that we're trying today. So Nick went out and bought some.
So basically, the advertising worked. Whether it's positive or negative, I've bought a bottle. But will I buy a second, Dave? That's the question.
That's the
question.
The Sam Simmons
Conundrum.
formula for success.
Yes. You haven't sold a bottle till you've sold two to the same person.
So what is it again? Tell me about it.
It's called the Woodsman Blended Scotch Whisky. And it's a release from Whyte and Mackay. In Whyte and Mackay. Got to work that one out.
It's because you used to live with a girl called Michelle Mackay that you say Mackay, but I think I would say it's Mackay.
I used to date a girl whose name was Mackay as well. That's why I'm very firmly on the Mackay camp.
Okay.
Yes.
I would have always said Mackay, but I don't have a clue about pronouncing basic words like the, let alone names, Scottish names.
Yeah, the.
But yeah, see?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But it's, so we're going to be trying this Woodsman. And they are pushing the cocktail thing. So, to be honest, today, while we're doing our little segment, we're going to be doing some Boozeround in a second. But they've recommended a Woodsman and ginger beer cocktail type thing. So that's how I'm going to be sipping it throughout the Boozeround segment. I've got ginger ale. You got ginger ale as well. Is that the same thing, ginger beer and ginger ale?
I don't know. No, it's not. Ginger beer is definitely not ginger ale.
No,
but
I couldn't find any ginger beer.
Ginger beer is different. I don't know why it's different.
But it is.
Right. Yes.
Let's see this pop. Of course, you get a cork with this as well.
Yeah, I mean, it does look like a nice bottle, doesn't it? I mean, it's got a wooden cork stop.
Oh,
It's good squeak. It's good quality squeak.
Yeah, wooden cork. It's got a nice bottle. It's like wood grain, like the rings on the bottle and stuff. True character is built by hand.
Yeah, okay, we'll get onto all that nonsense later. Yeah, because you're already winding me up about it.
I know, that's what I'm trying to. It's me trying to wind you up now.
Before we get into Boozeround, Nick, I just want to, I know it's very cliche at the moment, so isn't it great we're socialising and all that kind of stuff again? But it is, isn't it? I don't drink alone. The only time I actually drink is when we're doing this at home, So I don't feel like I'm drinking at home. Drinking alone in that scenario, because it's a kind of a social thing that you and I are doing, even though I'm here alone.
Yeah.
So I've got a load of whiskey, which I've not been drinking. And over the weekend, the bass player in my function band was staying at mine because it was just easier. And it was just so nice to get in from a gig and have a little nightcap.
Yeah. I bet, man. Yeah, I know.
It was really nice. It was so nice. We didn't drink, we literally had two of the tiniest drams ever. But it was just really, really pleasant enjoying some whiskey with a friend.
What'd you have, Dave? What'd you crack out?
We tried, I made him try the Bimba Club offering, the Pedro Jimenez cask finish that we had.
Pedro Jimenez.
That we tried with New Dram Drinker in an episode couple of months ago now, maybe.
Yes, that was May. It was my birthday.
And also the Gariana 4 release, the 2019 release, which we haven't reviewed on this show actually, but we did talk about when we had Westland on.
We had the 5.
We did have the 5.
But yes, I'm guessing it's very different.
And they are different.
Yeah. I haven't put them side by side. Ooh.
But yeah, it was just really pleasant, mate. It was just such a nice. It was just nice. Have you been drinking any whiskey this weekend?
Yeah. I went to an engagement party yesterday, open air, and I was drinking cider and stuff like that. I tell you what, before I get onto it, yes, I was drinking whiskey because later on in the evening, the father of the to-be bride introduced me to his whiskey collection, his whiskey cabinet, and it was like the Ark or something. It was just like
the Ark of the Covenant that opened up, and inside was there loads of good stuff in there.
There was loads of good stuff. There's like loads of Penderyn's because that's his favourite. He's got like 3 unopened bottles of the same thing. But there was other stuff like a Yamazaki 12 in there, which I had to save the cork out because the cork was broken. And there was all kinds of nice stuff in there.
So you saved the day. You whiskily saved the day. Do you see what I did there?
That's very good. It's very good. I will say something though that did pop up at the party. You can be a man or a woman and enjoy any drink. That's the deal, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Then why did everyone continually take the piss out of me for drinking Malibu Piña coladas out of a can? Because apparently it's not a man's drink. It's like a feminine drink. Everyone was taking the piss out of me. I like rum. I like coconut and I like pineapple. And I like pina coladas.
I think that goes to show who you were with, mate. You wouldn't have had that reaction from me.
No, I just love pina coladas. Everyone's like, there's that feminine drink you drink in there.
Who gives a crap?
I know, that's what I said. It's all said in jest, of course. But, it's just a thing. It's like, why can't a man just enjoy a pina colada in peace?
Do you know what? I was actually listening to a podcast this week, actually, about beer. Mm-hmm. The Boutique-y guys did a podcast about beer this week.
Oh, okay.
Essentially, they were talking about craft beer because it's undergone a pretty similar discussion than what the whiskey industry went through last year after the Becky Paskin article came out about Jim Murray's Whiskey Bible. Oh. And so craft beer is having a lot of conversation at the moment about gender and just all-round being good people. There was a big story break about Brewdog, for example, recently about whether they're being nice to their employees, etc., etc. So there's a lot of conversations going around. And interestingly, pretty much the whole of this episode was about that very thing, about how drinks are marketed to genders. And it's like, what? Why are they doing that? And a lot of companies now are trying to move away from that and trying to show representation that anyone can drink any drink. But it's still so ingrained in people. You know, at the end of the day, we are two white guys with beards drinking whiskey.
Yes.
You're wearing a check shirt.
Yeah.
You know, like most people who drink whiskey look like us. It's one of those things, isn't it? It shouldn't be that way, but it is, you know, and they were saying you go to a craft beer event and predominantly it's the same thing. It's all check shirts and beards. Right. White dudes.
But it's not that there's other people aren't invited or welcome. It's just...
No, exactly right. But because of ingrained marketing that's gone on for years and years and years, people assume that certain drinks have a gender. It's like when you order, like when you go to a restaurant, if I were to order a bottle of a glass of wine and my girlfriend would order a beer,
and
then someone else brings the drinks over without knowing who's ordered what, guarantee the beer will be given to me and the wine will be given to her.
I can see that.
And that's because of inbuilt marketing and all that kind of stuff that's been going on for years. And there's conversations being had, Nick. I'm just saying, you know, and your friends need to wisen up.
Well, yeah, I know. Man,
if any of them are listening,
love a pina
screw
colada.
you.
No, not screw you. It was fun and games, but that was.
But it shouldn't be. That's the thing. That shouldn't be a joke anymore, Nick. It shouldn't be a joke anymore. We should be past that. Would the same people make jokes about women being in the kitchen? You're regretting bringing this up now, aren't you? You're regretting bringing this up.
Well, you are very passionate about everything, Dave.
They wouldn't, would they? They wouldn't make those jokes. And probably, if they would,
no.
Someone would pull them up about it and go, really? And do you know what's interesting? There's a whole thing about toxic masculinity and men not being manly enough. And that has a whole mental health repercussions as well. So you shouldn't be making jokes. You shouldn't be telling a guy you're not manly enough because you're not drinking a pint of strong beer or whatever. Go away. If I want to have a pineapple juice with some rum in a pink cup, then let me do that.
I love a pina colada.
Anyway.
I also love pineapple on my pizza. But
so do I.
That's another discussion.
Anyway, shall we move on to Boozeround?
Yeah. Let's do a bit of Boozeround.
Of course, if anyone has any opinions on any of this stuff, we'd love to hear them. And as long as they align with mine, they're correct.
You're listening to the Whiskey and Things podcast.
What you got for me today? We need to... Hang on a moment.
What's that? Whoa. Hang on there. Whoa there, Nelly.
I got a bit carried away there.
You did. It's not like you.
I apologise. I apologise, Nick. I apologise, listeners. I apologise. It's time for...
Boozeround.
Okay, right. Order has been restored.
Nick,
what you got for me, mate?
We got a couple of stories from the booze sector of the world.
I mean, in particular, whiskey-based, I'm assuming.
Yeah, of course they are. Right, number one. We've only got a couple because, you know, it's Monday. It's always Monday.
So if we recorded this podcast on a Thursday, would there normally be more?
Now, to be honest, because I had to rush back from yours today. I've only done a couple because I didn't have time.
Oh, interesting. Well, we can do some another week, can't we?
Yeah.
The thing is with booze stories, they tend not to be too hot off the press or...
No. And usually...
There's still news in 3 months, really.
Yes, thankfully, because we usually do these about a week or 2 weeks after every other podcast actually tells people. So there we go. Anyway.
Well, that's why people are here. They're here for the current affairs, clearly.
Exactly. Glenfiddich are using draff to power their trucks. To save the planet and stuff, Dave.
What's draff?
Draff is the byproduct from distilling, essentially. When you grind up all your barley and stuff and whatever grains you want to use and you put that in the mash bill, then you cook it. That's when all the magic happens, all the science and all the chemistry, etc. But after that, when you drain off what's called the wort, which then goes and gets distilled, you're left with essentially the porridge, really, the dry kind of remnants of the grains. And that's usually sold off as like farm food. But turns out you can make a biofuel out of it. So Glenfiddich have converted some of their delivery trucks to be able to run on this low emissions biogas, which is pretty cool.
I love this story.
Yeah.
I love this story a lot.
This is a quote. I've put it in quotes, so it must be a quote. The biofuel is developed from spent barley grains, known as draff, within the industry. Usually these grains are pelletized, good word, and sold as high-protein cattle feed. That's everything I've just said, pretty much. Repeating myself. However, using an anaerobic digester, liquid waste from the whiskey-making process is fed to bacteria in the digester to produce biogas. Oh, that's interesting. That is converted into fuel. That's pretty
Amazing.
Cool. Yeah.
Amazing. Some good words in that quote, Nick. Pelletized.
Yeah.
I think I'd like to be pelletized. And anaerobic digester.
Yeah, no. Look at that.
No idea what that is. But anyway.
But there you go. If you want to follow, again, I'll put the link to that. That's from a Forbes article. I got that. I think you sent this to me, Dave.
I did send it to you, in fairness, because I do like this story a lot. I didn't read it. I read the headline and thought, I'll send that to Nick.
And then he'll tell me about it later.
And then Nick will tell me about it. Because I thought, this looks like a good story, because it's the kind of story I like.
Yeah, well, it's cool. It proves, again, that it can be done. That kind of thing can be done. It's pretty cool.
And actually, Nick, I'm taking credit for it, and I shouldn't do. Because you want to know who sent me that? One of our Patreons sent us that.
Really?
Yep, Carla. Thank you very much, Carla, for bringing that to my attention.
Thank you, Carla.
I think it's a good story.
It's a great story.
Yeah. Nick, I've got Marty's here. Did you bring when you came round earlier, did you bring Marty with you?
Well, he might have hitched a ride or something.
Well, in that long mane of hair of yours, because he's right here. I mean, he's back.
Oh, he's singing to you.
I was so happy.
Oh. See, it's taken him...
Can you see him?
Yeah, I do see him. And it's taken him however many months, like a year, to actually get down to London. That's where he's been.
Well, you just brought him. That's why.
No. He wasn't with me. It's a complete coincidence.
I disagree.
New listeners to the show are thinking, what the hell are they talking about?
What the hell is going on?
When we first started this show, and it was lockdown,
Nick had a pet.
Well, I had one fly which wouldn't go away, and we named it. So it was my only friend, because there was no one around to talk to.
Marty the fly.
Back at the beginning of lockdown, there's no one to talk to. I just moved to Manchester. Didn't have any other friends. And this fly came. And literally, it was the only other person I would interact with. So I wasn't allowed to go see anyone else.
I like that you're calling it a person.
Well, what can I say?
Anyway, have we got another story, Nick? Have you got another story for me?
It's kind of a story. It's not really news, but anyway, Johnny Walker's...
You're so enthused by both of these stories. Yeah, kind of. Maybe. Yeah, I'll tell you what it is, but anyway, don't really care.
Back in my mind, and I've got to hear you rant for the rest of the show, so I'm kind of about this whiskey.
Yes, well, okay, we'll get onto that.
Right. Johnny Walker, their Prince's Street experience now has an opening date. It's going to be opening on the 6th of September 2021. Pretty sure this was delayed a year because it was meant to start last year, but because of the pandemic, couldn't, obviously. I think it was to celebrate their 200-year anniversary. They got pushed back a year. But yes, there's Johnny Walker experience.
I got questions. Where is Prince's Street?
Edinburgh. Sorry, I should have said that. Yeah.
Yep, so they've got a new shop opening in Edinburgh, or is it more than a shop?
It's more than a shop, it's experiences and stuff.
Experience.
Yes, you get tours and stuff, and they tell you probably the whole Johnny Walker backstory, and you get to taste stuff. They got something called the Journey of Flavor, which is a 90-minute tour, including 3 drinks, and that's 25 quid. That's not bad for an hour and a half just to have a walk around.
With 3 drinks?
With 3 drinks. And for £35, you can take part in a sensory tasting in the Explorer's Bothy. What the hell is an Explorer's Bothy? Boothie?
Bothy?
Listeners, B-O-T-H-Y. Bothy or Bothy? I've never heard that word in my life.
Explorer's Bothy. Bothy.
Yes. Single malt.
It's got to be a Scottish word, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you know what? I'm going to Google it because I think what is a...
Right. While I tell the listeners the rest of this. Single malts from Speyside, Highlands and Islay will be tasted, as well as a Lowland grain whisky, only available at the Johnny Walker Princes Street, Edinburgh experience, and the Johnny Walker Black Label. There you go. If you want to take part, there's a special tasting in the whiskey maker's cellar as well, and other things. And you can see like barrels. Oh, you can see the development of barrels over time. Anyway, that's 95 quid. So yeah, a few options for people, and they're taking bookings at the moment. So that sounds quite
Nick.
cool.
I have a definition
bothy?
from Oxford Languages. So it must be true. In Scotland, it says, in brackets, a small hut or cottage, especially one for housing farm labourers or for use as a mountain refuge.
Ah, it's a shack. It's a love shack.
It's a love shack. How to pronounce?
Bothy.
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 Bothy, apparently.
Explorer's Bothy.
Bothy.
Right, well, there we go. I've never heard Bothy.
Bothy. Either had I. See, we're learning all the words today.
Pelletized. Bothy.
Anaerobic digestion.
Yeah.
Still don't know what it means, but I've learnt the words.
You've learned what draff is?
Draff, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Look at that. All the words.
All of the words. Anyway, okay, well, I guess that's it then, isn't it, Nick? I guess that's what we got.
Yeah, that's what we got. Well, we had a long chat at the beginning, so that's all good. No worries.
No, I'm not
Be
complaining.
a fun-packed show.
I think it's great. I think it's great. We have to go to Edinburgh. Go and have fun.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait
We'll
to go
go
back
to Edinburgh.
I love Edinburgh.
Do you know what? I'm not excited. I'm gonna take it back. I'm not that excited by that story.
You excited about going maybe to it?
No, I'm not really sure because I'm not really, Johnny Walker. I know we had that good experience of Johnny Walker Green. Was it Green we had? That was all right.
We had the green. Yeah, that was
all right.
The
Quite liked
blended
it.
malt.
But again, as we're going to get onto, Johnny Walker is all about marketing, not about substance.
God.
And I think that leads us nicely onto our next topic.
That was Boozeround.
Whiskey?
Oh, right, here we go.
All right, here we go.
Right.
This week's whiskey. See, I did it differently again, Nick. I told you, I'm just mixing it up. Decided I was too samey for the first 73 episodes.
Keeping me on my toes, mate.
Well, exactly. I know.
Yeah.
So, as we said, the Woodsman.
Well, let me say
blended. Well, I'm keeping you on your toes, mate. Keeping you on your toes, mixing it up.
It's called the Woodsman blended Scotch Whisky with no E, everyone.
And we found out about this because I saw an advertisement on the tube, as we said, as discussed last week.
Yes. So Dave ripped into this last week, so we thought it was only fair to now taste it to see if we like it, because that's what it's down to at the end of the day, isn't it? Whether it's a nice whiskey to drink and whether it's worth the money or lack of money. So yeah, we're going to try it today. I've been sipping my cocktail here. To be honest, I can't really taste the whiskey. I didn't put much ginger ale in it. So I'm going to pour myself a dram.
Yeah, I've also had a little bit of this cocktail, and it does basically taste like ginger ale. You can't really... It's a nice enough cocktail. I quite enjoy it. It's quite refreshing.
It's nice. I like to taste the whiskey. I don't know. Hasn't really... It's refreshing. It's fine.
It's refreshing. It's a nice drink. It's a very pleasant drink.
It's a pleasant drink.
As a cocktail.
Yeah.
But you're right. Not really...
Well, that's one they recommended on their website. It's basically a Woodsman and ginger beer. What do you think they called it on the website, Dave?
I don't know. Redwood?
They called it the Woodsman and ginger beer. So whoever came up with that probably was the same person who came up with the name for their mailing list, which was Wood News.
Oh my God.
As well. So yes, someone needs, I don't know, just come up with something better. I came up with some other names for it. That could work.
Redwood's pretty good.
That's pretty
isn't
good. I do like that one. Yeah. The Ginger Woodsman. Maybe.
it? Nice.
Yeah. Redhead Redemption.
Oh, that's very good. That's very, very good.
And as it's a woodsman, he might have an axe, and it's ginger beer.
Gimli.
The Carrot Chop.
Oh, yours is better.
Like the Carrot Chop.
Yes, love that.
So, Woodsman, Whyte and Mackay, if you want to use any of those, let me know.
I think the Gimli also works.
The Gimli.
The Gimli, yeah.
Is he a woodsman?
Oh, he had an axe.
Oh, wait, I'm
He had
getting
red
mixed
hair.
up with that massive guy from Harry Potter.
Hagrid.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hagrid and Gimli could not be any different.
No, they both have beards, and they're both Scottish, is that right? Oh, I don't know.
Right, before we
Anyway.
even get on to tasting this, Nick, or finding anything about it, I'm going to reiterate what I said last week, that this feels like it feels like focus group whiskey. Now, the liquid may be good. It may be awful. We're about to find out. But everything about it just looks and smells like a group of people have got together and said, how can we market whiskey to people who have beards and wear check shirts? You know, people who already drink whiskey. Weirdly, it's not marketing it to anyone who hasn't already liked whiskey, in my opinion. What does it say on the bottle, Nick? What's the quote around? What does it say at the top?
Right, on the main label, we have true character is built by hand. Okay, and then underneath it says made true, the Woodsman, blended Scotch whisky.
True character is built by hand.
Yeah, because what they're pushing here, like, I looked at their website. Well, they're pushing the fact that the barrels, basically, on their website, it says stuff like freshly built American oak casks. I'll go into this a bit later because and double scorched bourbon barrels, stuff like that. So they're pushing the wood aspect of this whole operation. But I'll share my views on that in a bit. What we got at the top here? At the top it says blended Scotch whisky. Great barrels make for great tasting whisky. We use a mix of freshly built oak casks and double scorched bourbon barrels, making the Woodsman especially smooth, sweet, with a hint of smoke. Now,
But the thing is, though, Nick, none of that feels that unique. None of that feels that special. That's the stuff we expect, isn't it? Is that not what we just expect? So they're basically saying, here's how we make whiskey.
well,
We're going to make it sound like this is really special.
I've never heard anything worded like that ever. Like, freshly built, does that mean it's virgin oak?
Freshly built.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know when they're freshly building. And the one thing with this, what's the other thing? Double scorched bourbon barrels. That doesn't exist, kind of thing. What does it say? We char our bourbon barrels for twice as long as normal to add a hint of smoke. Now, I'm just wondering when. Because one, there's like, what is normal? Because in the whiskey industry, there's basically 4 levels of charring. That's what people say. Remember when I said last week that a whistle pig was really transparent and everything?
Yes.
This is the complete opposite of that, basically.
Yeah.
They had the char levels written on the back of the barrels and stuff.
Who does? Whistle Pig?
Yes, Whistle Pig did.
Whistle Pig do.
that's
Right,
it.
okay.
Yes, they had the 3 whiskies in the blend, and 2 of them, it showed what all 3 of them, it showed what casks, and 2 of them had level 4 char.
Yeah.
But we tar our bourbon barrels. But that's the thing, like, normal people would say we re-char. But I don't think they're talking about that. I think they're talking about when they're originally charred, when they were making bourbon. You know? We char our bourbon barrels for twice as long. But what, do they re-char them? Because that's not...
Yeah, it's
so vague. Basically, what they've come up with is a load of slogans where it could mean absolutely anything, and they could take any whiskey from their catalogue, from their inventory, to make this, and it would still make sense. Freshly built. What, are they taking staves and rebuilding them, or what? That doesn't make any sense to me. Freshly built. Are they virgin oak? Because if
that's
it was,
that's the term.
They put virgin oak.
Virgin oak. Yeah, that's the industry term. So why are they trying to reinvent the language?
I don't.
That
Yeah.
therefore makes it really unclear for the likes of you and I and other people who drink whiskey regularly. But it, as I said, it just all feels like it's focus grouped.
Yes,
it just
and
feels
another
like
thing, that's very well, right? If it's like if they're putting them back in the barrels or whatever. But this is a blended Scotch, so when would they be doing that? They're taking whiskies which have already matured, I'm guessing.
Good point. Another good point.
And then they're just vatting it together. So when are they using... This is where this all falls apart for me. Freshly built American... at the beginning of when it was being made, but then pretty much this is any whiskey around.
Any whiskey, yeah.
And again, they didn't use a word like finished in freshly built casks or that kind of thing. So they've used a load of weird buzzwords and phrases to basically make a blend sound exciting, which, again, I don't want to shit on it. Again, these are people, this is a business, these are people doing their hardest to make a whiskey and to sell whiskey, and they're all very lovely people, I'm sure, Whyte and Mackay. Everyone's just trying to sell whiskey, and this is a way to maybe hit another demographic or, another kind of audience for it, which I'm all for. But reading this, I'm just like, what the hell does that mean? Fine, there's other whiskies which I can buy, and if this is nice, then fair dues, and we will see. But for me, it's all very confusing.
So even on a poster I'm looking at, the person who's wearing a check shirt has got a beard.
Okay, hey, it's me.
It just feels like they're just desperately trying to get hipsters who don't understand the whiskey to drink this and making it feel like, oh yeah, this must be good because of all those things, when actually it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. And this isn't new either, by the way. I know it's been around for at least 2 years.
Right.
I found reviews going back to the end of 2019. So, yeah, October. Oh, it says established 2017 on the bottle. But yeah, it's all a bit confusing.
That aside, we now need to try and get all of our thoughts and our pre-condition, basically my grievances with the marketing and how this has been presented aside, and decide whether it's actually any good as a spirit. Because if it's good, it doesn't really matter, does it? If it tastes nice, none of that really matters.
Well, let's look at the price as well and try and compare it with other things.
Oh, okay. Well, what are we looking at here?
Well, Whiskey Exchange has it for £31.35, but then I bought this for £25 in Sainsbury's, and I know it's £24 in Tesco. So
right, okay,
there's a big difference there. But I'm comparing it. If you're looking at the £31, say 25 to £30. Let's say it's there on average. Whiskey Exchange do the Monkey Shoulder for £27.75. That's a beautiful blended malt.
That's a beautiful blended malt.
Johnny Walker Black on the Whiskey Exchange is £27.95. So that's what you're putting up against. We're not fans of Johnny Walker, but a lot of people are.
Yeah. What was that Irish whiskey that we had? The Samuel Gelstons.
Yeah.
I know it's an Irish whiskey.
Yeah, but you're looking at what's in the same bracket, aren't you?
Yeah, it was 25 quid, 20 to 25 quid. And that was beautiful. That blend was incredible.
Yeah. So we've had this. We've just had this in the Woodsman, or the Carrot Shop, as we're now calling it.
Yeah. And again, good cocktail. Like if they're having, absolutely.
Very good.
And I'm sure other cocktails could be made using the same you can do with any spirit. Add something to it, might bring out flavour. But as just on its own, I'm now having a smell. And do you know what? I like the smell of that, Nick.
Yeah, I do.
I really like that smell. If that was a scented candle, I wouldn't complain. I'd be quite happy with that.
Oh, that's like a floral element to it.
I'm definitely on the nose. I'm not getting this smoky side or particularly woody.
It's because it's just like every other Scotch.
Yeah.
They have 3 tasting notes on their site as well. Smooth, sweet, hint of smoke. That's what they put. Smooth and rugged, perfectly balanced whiskey. So.
Right, yeah, I mean, I'm
liking this smell.
That's a really, it is sweet. It is on the nose. It's certainly sweet. Fruity with as you said, with a little bit of floralness in there as well, with some flowers in there.
I mean, a bit of heather.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, right. let me go through what Whyte and Mackay have. They're single malts, basically stuff they could pull from if they wanted to, because it's theirs. The Dalmore, Jura, Tamnavulin, Feta Keren, that's theirs. They've got one of Shackleton's. The Woodsman. This is under their modern spirits, they call it. Shackleton's
got a great reputation.
Yeah.
We haven't had it, but I've seen people say really good things about that.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, Jura's great. Tamnavulin, people love that stuff. We've not done that yet, but I know people who love that stuff.
I've only had one. I've had the red wine finished Tamnavulin, which I picked up in G3 once. And it was nice. It gave me a headache, like all red wine stuff does. But it was nice.
All right, I'm going to get my lips around this, Nick.
You're listening to Whiskey and Things.
It's all right. It is sweet.
It's 40%.
Definitely getting
everyone
getting cola bottles. I'm not getting much smoke, Nick. Are you getting any smoke?
Not really. Maybe a bit of ashiness. You know, that on the finish, a bit of ash.
Yeah, tiny.
It's very light whiskey.
It's really light.
I mean, mouthfeel. It's very. It reminds me of that non-alcoholic one we had.
I was just thinking that the same as well.
What was it called?
Absolutely. Liars.
Liars, yeah. Yeah, same mouthfeel as a non-alcoholic whiskey.
Yeah, absolutely. It feels like we've already put water in it, doesn't it? But that may be because I've been drinking stronger stuff recently. I don't know. It's 40%, I'm guessing. Yeah.
It's quite pleasant. It's got quite a burn in it for 40%, though.
Is it perfectly balanced? I mean, what does that even mean?
What does that mean?
Is it smooth? Well, the mouthfeel definitely has a buttery vibe to it. So yes, I would say so.
Tell you what I've done as well, Dave. Because I saw it there today. I've got a standard Whyte and Mackay.
Oh, have you?
Yeah. I got this 35 CL for £8.
Wow.
So the 70 CL of Whyte and Mackay is, I saw it was £14. So essentially this whiskey we're trying, the Woodsman, is twice as much money as the Whyte and Mackay standard.
Should be twice as good. Should be twice as good.
Should be twice as good. So
obviously not, but
yeah. I'm just going to see how similar there are. Massive colour difference already, though.
The Whyte and Mackay darker, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. It's much. Look at the amber. See, this is the Whyte and Mackay.
Yeah.
That's mad. Yeah, the Whyte and Mackay is much darker.
So at least they've not just rebranded, or maybe maybe it's because of colouring rather than
stronger nose on the Woodsman. It's got a thicker mouthfeel. The
Whyte and Mackay.
Whyte and Mackay. It feels more expensive in the mouth.
Reminds me of my first time.
They're very similar. I don't have the most educated tasting set in my mouth. What am I even saying, everyone?
It's all right, isn't it? It's just all right. It's okay. Is it rugged? No, I wouldn't say it's rugged at all.
No, the bottle is. It's got a good, nice, rugged top to it, but
I wouldn't say the whiskey is rugged.
Well, that's just a marketing term, isn't it?
Exactly, but it doesn't mean anything. As we said, perfectly balanced whiskey. What does that mean? Well,
tell you what, this is a good present for someone. Like, it's a cheap pickup present, maybe. Someone who kind of likes whiskey, but doesn't
I think
know too much about it.
It's not a bad gateway, is it? I mean, if their market is people who haven't had whiskey before, who are thinking about trying it,
yeah,
then actually this is a fairly decent way in, isn't it? Because it's not offensive in any way.
No. And as well, because it's Woodsman, I was thinking about this today, because what came with it around the top, they're doing competitions to win a Weber barbecue, right?
So it's barbecue based.
Yeah. But that's the thing, Woodsman, right? It's not like gin might be like, they push it a lot in the summer because it's kind of maybe a summery drink, but a Woodsman, that's all year round, isn't it? They can do a Christmas style Woodsman and they can give away, I don't know, an axe or something, or a Christmas tree, or anything actually relevant. Better ideas than that. But yeah, in the summer, wood, barbecue, boom. It's something they can market all year round, isn't it, as well? So it's not bad. Is it worth 25 quid?
I wouldn't say it's not worth 25 quid.
No.
I'm standing by what I said. It's just non-offensive. It's not any extreme in any way towards one particular type of flavour.
No.
And that doesn't mean it's bad. In that sense, it's not bad. It's just, it doesn't have a wow factor in any department.
Not really. It's a pretty bottle.
But if you, as I said, if you know someone who's trying to get into whiskey, then this is potentially a gateway. You can see a path from this to Jura. You can see a path from this to some sherry cask whiskies, finished whiskies.
I tell you what, that's where the heather's coming from. The peat, the Jura, they have heather on the island. Use peat.
Well, there you go.
I'm pretty sure they do. Yeah, the peat has heather because they have all the heather bushes and stuff. That's interesting.
But yeah,
sorry, carry on.
This would actually, if you were to give me this and again, I'm trying to do this review as if I'm not really annoyed with the marketing.
I know you're really not.
And I'm trying to be as on it. I wonder if you'd give me this as a taste test, as a blind taste test, what I would have said. And I think I would have said the same. It's just not blowing me away, but it's not horrendous, and it's a good gateway. And
yeah, I mean, I was looking at their
it's
portfolio.
a little bit sweet.
Yeah, I mean, you got those 4 single malts. I said Dalmore, Jura, Tamnaville, and Faircairn. I was just trying to see because you got the Whyte and Mackay, which is a cheap blend. This is basically a step up. It's a step between your blended Whyte and Mackay and your single malts.
Yeah, okay.
Or your Shackleton.
So they're trying.
That's the way I see it. They're fitting it in the gap.
Yeah, they're filling a gap in their repertoire.
Yes, that's what it is. And it's a fun gap about a Woodsman, which is fine. It's a nice whiskey.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's not bad at all.
I'm quite enjoying this Whyte and Mackay as well.
Yeah,
They're not that much different. Hang on, let me pour a fresh bit of this. I'm getting more aroma. Otherwise, you could buy 2 bottles of Whyte and Mackay for the price of this.
Well, that's the thing. If they're pushing the cocktails because actually the spirit hasn't got a wow factor on its own, so therefore it's going to enhance a cocktail. Well,
yeah. Well, everyone's pushing the cocktails. Jameson are doing a cocktail. Everyone's pushing the cocktails.
But how much is a bottle of Jameson's? It's about the same. It's
Same
cheaper
price.
than this, isn't it?
Yeah, same
Yeah,
kind of
there you
thing.
go. But the thing is, granted, we've had one cocktail with it. It doesn't have a strong enough character to stand out within a cocktail to make you still aware that you're drinking a certain type of whiskey within a cocktail. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'll tell you the difference. I think that with the difference between Whyte and Mackay in it, again, the word, but the Woodsman is a bit smoother. You get less of the ethanol. There's a bit more ethanol kick in the Whyte and Mackay for me.
Yeah.
So perhaps a bit younger, a bit more grain, this, that, and the other. Yes, but that's a theory. But yeah, same kind of taste. Bit more floral on the Woodsman and a bit smoother in terms of the ethanol. So,
yeah, for me, the real surprise here is that mouthfeel. It does feel like it's watered down. Like when we've had expensive wine. Yeah.
And it's probably chill filtered and it's probably got colour in it. So that's what this
It
kind
is
of
very
whiskey
sweet. It's really sweet.
Would you buy this over a monkey shoulder? No, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't either. I don't think.
I'd buy a monkey shoulder all day if it was
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, no, I wouldn't. And they're the same price.
pretty much.
Yeah.
I was going by whiskey exchange prices because I haven't got time to look up all the
If I saw
others.
this on offer for under 20 quid, I would definitely get a bottle.
Yeah. You know, it might be as well because if you're thinking 24 quid, because I pick up like Buffalo Trace, it's usually like 24, 25 and Tesco do it for 18 quid. And I'm like, yes, thank you very much. And this is their base price for this is 24. So on offer, club card, this is going to put that under, isn't it? At least 20 or 19 or something. So yeah, that's a good little everyday.
Good whiskey for that. Yeah, exactly.
But the thing is now, because there's so many offers and going on, I never buy Buffalo Trace full price. I just don't do it because I know I can get it cheaper.
Yeah.
You know, in the 20s, 18 quid. It's the same for this. I won't buy this probably again unless it's on offer. You know?
Yeah. But you would buy a second bottle, which
Again, I need the offer, but yeah, I would. I'd buy a second bottle if I was needing like a everyday.
I think
non-special.
Do you know what? I think that's right. If I saw it on offer and I knew I had a gap in my stores for a cheap everyday whiskey or a whiskey to just have around or whatever, then definitely I would happily pick this up. But I'm not. It wouldn't be one I would rush to pick up.
But you know, I mean, at the end of the day, the advertising's worked on you. You noticed it. That was the whole point of it.
Well, it's got us talking, isn't it? So you know, a good advertisement gets you talking, and that's what this has done.
I wouldn't have tried it unless you brought it up, to be honest. I have picked this up a couple of times, I think. But I remember thinking there's absolutely no information on the bottle. Because now I know about whiskey a bit more.
You want to know more about it?
Well, I just know the pitfalls where I just know there's no information on here. Therefore, anything could be in it and it's probably just a branding thing. I'll quickly move on to something else, you know, with a bit more information on it. But yeah, I have picked up a couple of times. But again, it didn't make that much of an effect on me to actually pay for it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. I think that's a fair review, actually. Very fair review.
Yes.
I think it's important that we did try it because I did cane the market in. And I think you then do have to, at the end of the day, as we said, all of that stuff is nonsense if the spirit's no good. And at least the spirit is good.
Yeah. And
not amazing.
Nice people at Whyte and Mackay just trying to sell some whiskey and they've
exactly.
put it in a certain bracket in their portfolio, which is absolutely fine by us. And yeah, so there we go.
Yeah. If you've tried it, let us know what you think.
You're listening to Whisky and Things.
Next week is episode 75. 3/4 of a century, Nick. 3/4 of a century.
End of a season, if we did seasons, but we just carry on, apparently.
Yeah. So we have a pre-recorded show. We actually did it a few weeks back, didn't we, Nick?
We did, with an audience of our fantastic patrons who joined us, drinking a whiskey and made cocktails and stuff. And yeah, it was
lovely.
It was a lot of fun.
Yep. And of course, we try and do these once every 20 odd shows, so 25 shows. So as well as other goodies. So if you'd like to be involved in our Patreon community, please head over to patreon.com/whiskey and things. And we'll be sending our patrons a little goodie soon as well. Something new.
Yeah, we're working on stuff. We've got some stuff coming up.
Something physical, something for you to hold in your hands.
Actually hold in your hands, everyone. It's not virtual. We're not sending you a JPEG.
Yeah. Also, obviously, Nick and I are hoping to be together this weekend, or should be together this weekend. All things remaining as they are. And we're going to be recording an episode where we're going to be finally getting around to doing our Shivers blending sets together.
Yes.
No idea when that's going to actually see light of day. But if you've got one of these blending kits, or if you haven't got one of these blending kits, perhaps go and check them out. And, because I've been looking forward to getting involved in this for quite a while now.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Yeah, we've got good few guests as well coming up in the next few weeks. Nick, there's something else we need to talk about. Okay.
So there is something we need to talk about. The whiskey show.
Oh, yes, we're going. Everyone.
We're going to be there on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And we will be there virtually in the virtual stuff various points throughout the week. But we will be in London on the Sunday. And we'd like, if anyone else is going, please let us know. If you haven't looked at this up, Nick, I'm sure we'll put in a link in the show notes. It's the first weekend of October.
Yes. Starts on Friday the 1st of October, and the physical show is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then the virtual show, which runs alongside that, also goes on until the 9th, the next Saturday. So
I'm sure there'll be plenty of people who you would have perhaps already met on this podcast, people like Billy Abbott and Julie Hamilton. And the Boutique-y guys, Dave and Sam. I'm sure Chanel will be there. Yeah. I'm sure there'll be plenty of people there that we know, and we hope to meet make some new whiskey friends as well, which will be quite nice.
It's going to be lovely. I cannot wait. I wait to get
so
a physical
excited.
space with the people
Other
we've been
people
talking to
whiskey
for a year and a half as well.
I know.
Yeah, I can't wait. I cannot wait to do it. I'm genuinely really excited because for us, we started this in lockdown and we've been to one distillery and we're planning this and the other, and maybe you go to a whiskey bar and you can chat to like the barman, but it's only happened like a couple of times really, because now we work at the weekends. And
we're going to a whiskey show.
Whiskey show.
The whiskey show, not a whiskey show. The whiskey show.
Old Billingsgate. So looking forward to that very much so.
Absolutely.
Come say hi if you're going to be there. But we're going on a Sunday.
Yes. It's going to be, as Nick said, it's all weekend, but, we work at weekends now, so at least we can make one day.
I've got a gig on the Saturday, that's why we couldn't go then. So there we go. Anyway, cool. Right, there we go. So we'll be back with an up-to-date live show in a couple of weeks, probably. Not live show, you know what I mean. But next week is a pre-recorded one, so enjoy your couple of weeks off, Dave. And
you too.
Yeah.
Well, not really, because I'm going to be recording with you on the weekend.
I'll see you this Saturday.
And if anyone is in Manchester this weekend, look out for Nick and I on Friday night. We'll be playing a gig together.
We are.
The Oast House.
The Oast House in the centre of Manchester, everyone.
Along with our friend and podcast figure ruiner, Danny Gruff.
Yeah. Oh, now you've mentioned him. That's it. This episode's over. Quick.
Oh, yes.
Quick. Hopefully people haven't listened this far.
Yes,
Quick, let's round it up.
The Angels have had their share, Nick.
Danny's had his share.
So have you.
Cheers. Thanks for coming. Whiskey and Things has been brought to you by